Hey guys, welcome back to Electrifying Reviews. My name is Mitch, and today we're going to be checking out a couple of cool gadgets from coolgadget.com. They sent us over a couple of different things to try, pretty much spanning the spectrum of what they offer over there. We have got a camping light, which is pretty dope, might be my favorite one. Spoilers. We've also got a dongle, so nice little dongle here. We have got a air pump, so this one's pretty cool. You just pop this little guy out, boom, screw it in, and you are ready to start pumping up bicycle tires. So this one's really good for me because, you know, guys, I have a lot of bikes and I need to pump up stuff. So, well, there goes my, do I have it this way? Oh, okay. There goes my beautiful lineup. The next one is this very, very, very bright flashlight. We'll get to testing that out in a little bit. And then we've got this cool holder dealio. So basically, you've got this little sleeve here, and you slide this down in here like such and so, and that, you know, this has like a sticky back, so you'd attach it to a wall or something like that, and it's got this articulating arm that you can use for magnetizing. I believe the way they advertise it is you can watch your iPad while you take a dump. I don't know if I'll be doing that, but this is going to be really cool, and you could stick it on the wall somewhere and have your phone where you want to see it. But the nice thing is it also acts as a stand, so you can just use it as a standalone stand. Not too shabby. Probably tons of uses for this bad boy right here. And those are the things that we're going to be checking out today. So let's go ahead and let's start off with the camping light. So this camping light we have here is the Claris CL2 folding camping light. And you're thinking, folding? That's, how does it fold? It looks like a stick. Well, these guys fold down this way. And then we've got a little bag and charger there, of course. And so when it's like this, you could easily hang this somewhere. You have the lantern like that, or it also has a 1/4 inch thread in the bottom, or an 1/8 inch thread in the bottom, and you could put that on a stand like this, so you could have a little perimeter of these bad boys. So really unique, versatile camping light. If you just want to walk around with a stick like this, you can. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So this is the lowest setting. Like I said, you can just walk it around with the little stick action here, or fold this down. Makes a nice little, you know, bed, not thinking bedside. You know, if you were camping, you had a little, you know, camping tent, or if you had like a picnic bench in your campsite, this would be really cool because you could sit it down and all the light goes down, reflects out, and it doesn't ruin your night vision, which is excellent. So we've got, that's our lowest setting mode. We've got our second mode, which is here, which is a little bit brighter, and then our third mode. Now it's only turning off because I'm waiting too long in between, you know, talking with you guys about it and then switching modes. So if you just go through the modes, it'll go through all of them. So like I said, you could put one of these up like this. You can do something like this if you wanted to. I was actually using it last night, and I put these two down like this because I don't know, maybe I had it like this because I was trying to just throw some light this way. So you could kind of mount it like this if you wanted to, and you know, to have some light like that. So really, I mean, an infinite amount of ways that you could use this thing. And again, you kind of use it as a little torch. You know, it's like a torch. And then if we go here, we're gonna go through the modes again. We got a white light mode, and we've got, oh, you gotta hold it down. So if you hold it down, it turns on flashlight mode. So we got a nice little flashlight here, which is pretty dope. Let's see, so flashlight mode, and we got a flashing red. So if you're in, you know, if you're in trouble, we got a flashing red lantern, which is pretty cool. And turn it on like that. So you get that. Flashlight mode, red flash mode, and then we've got white flash mode, which I think is SOS actually. So that's pretty cool. So if you had to, you set this up as an SOS, kind of kick these bad boys out like that, and then, you know, you got a little SOS stand, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, those are all of the modes on it. Like I said, a pretty big fan of these. I'm probably just gonna buy another one because, you know, for the stuff, the camping that we do, I feel like these will be perfect. As far as charging goes, they all charge with USB Type-C. I think pretty much everything we have charges USB Type-C, but it also has a USB port, so it also has a 10,400 milliamp power bank function, which is super interesting. So you've got your charge indicator, so we're at 3 to 4 right here. And then USB-C is how you charge it. And then if you also want to plug in something else, you can plug in something using the USB right there. So pretty cool little light here. And like I said, I am pretty much into it. I don't know if there's any complaints yet. I like the modes. Big fan of the lower Kelvin lights. So yeah, I mean, really don't have too much to complain about. It's super awesome. We can go ahead and let me cut the other lights, and we can look at what it would look like. So that's a little. Sorry, I lost myself in my garage. Okay, so obviously it's dark. Let's go ahead and shed some light on this situation. So this is mode 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm gonna fan this out, hang it. Super easy to hang. Now it doesn't have a clip or anything, so you could, because it's rubber like this, there's probably lots of stuff you could just kind of put it on or put it around. But if you wanted to hang it, if you have like a ridge line or something like that in your tent, then you would need, a little carabiner or something like that. But honestly, pretty bright. Definitely enough to, see around the garage, which got real dark when I turned the lights off. But yeah, that is that. Let's go ahead and head into the next thing. All right, before we jump into our review on the next tool flashlight, I'm going to go over some of the specs with you. So the highest beam is 2,000 lumens, which is very bright. And then the lowest one is 25 lumens. So very good range here. You've got 14 hours with the lowest setting and then 3-hour runtime with the highest setting. So yeah, so let's jump into our review on it. Very heavy duty. Got a very weapon-like feel to it. Now it came with this little lanyard, so I put that on just if you wanted to, your little retention band here. So if you want to drop it or do some tricks with it, you can do that. Now over here, it has a couple of things. So we can start by unscrewing the bottom here, and that gives us access to the actual battery. So this is a 5,000 milliamp, 3.6 volt, 18 watt hours. Big old rechargeable battery. I can throw that back in there. Now you don't have to actually remove that to charge it, because you're gonna remove this. So basically there's a little sign here that says, USB this way. So you just turn it counterclockwise, open it up, and it reveals the USB charge port right here. So it doesn't come all the way off, but that's how you get to your USB charge port. So that's kind of nifty. So there's no actual there's no exposed ports on here. When you have this thing all the way down, boom, there's no sand dust that can get up into your ports and jack you up. So that's actually a pretty ingenious method in my opinion. Now as far as how bright the light is, it is very bright. So that is, I think that's the highest mode. And so for this one, God, yeah, it blinds me just reflecting off the wall here. So with this one, you hard press it to turn on and off. That's on and off, and then you soft press it to go through the different modes. So there's 4. That's the brightest. Second brightest, third brightest, fourth brightest. Boom. And yeah, that is super bright. I'll demonstrate that in just a minute here. All right, so we got all the lights off. I'm gonna turn it on. It's gonna be on the brightest mode. So now I'm standing in the same spot I was, right? So I'm, I don't know, a foot away from, well, no, probably about 3 feet away from this wall. And so that's pretty bright. I'm gonna step back to the back of the garage and I'm gonna shine it at the same spot just so you can see how bright it is from about 25 feet away. So let me do that. All right, so now I'm 25 feet away. That's just the reflection off of the garage, if you can see that. So that's just the reflection off the garage. Now if I actually shine it that direction, boom, it is nice. Pretty big throw too. So if I'm standing in the center of my garage, I mean, I can see pretty much the whole garage, and then it's reflecting, so it pretty much lights up the whole garage. So it's off, brightest mode. We'll go ahead and go through the modes. Third brightest, still pretty reasonably bright. Second brightest, nice for sort of a small confined space, and then the dimmest mode, which is better for your night vision. But whew, that's what I'm saying. This is just, that is crazy. So that's like reflecting off the ceiling, straight up off the ceiling. This is the reflection off the garage door. That is wild. All right, so that's gonna do it for our review on the flashlight. Let's go ahead and go on to the next one. All right, so before we jump into the air pump, let's go ahead and go over some of the main specs here. So, weighs 360 grams. That feels about right. We gotta turn it on. So to turn it on, it doesn't turn on, I guess, unless you undo this. So you basically click this out. That's sort of the on button. So you hold this down and press it. Yeah, so you press this and it's got a little light with it, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's not very bright at all, but if you were out for a night ride and you needed to, see where you're putting it in, this is really quite a handy feature to have just right here. Because if you're thinking you're on an e-bike, your light's generally in the front, so you have to pull out your phone and do something like that. But with this one, you go ahead and screw this in like so. You could find the cap, get on the cap, start filling it up, and have that light. So pretty handy feature to have here. We're not going to go through all the use cases just yet, but so pressure ranges 0 to 150 psi or 0 to 10.3 bar, which is pretty high. Nothing that I have in the garage runs more than 150. So I've got mountain bikes, we've got fat tire e-bikes, regular e-bikes, so everything's pretty much maxed out at about 65 for the most part. So I actually have a tire. I was gonna go take this down to do it somewhere else, but I've got a tire right here. So let's go ahead and use that tire to demonstrate this. So this tire is the electric 20 by 3 inch. So these are 3-inch tires, which are pretty nice tires actually. So these are the ones that come on like the 3.0s. And I got this because I got the upgraded brake kit. So when you get the upgraded brake kit, it comes with this wheel and it also comes with your front and your rear hydraulic brake. So pretty cool, that makes it super easy to swap these out. Now for filling it up, like I said, you want to double check what PSI it says. I believe it's over on this side. So this one is inflate to 25 to 45 PSI or 17 to 31 bar, 175 to 310 kPa. So let's go ahead and, I already forgot, I already know the kPa. Okay, so 25 to 45. Let's just shoot for 35. What is it when we go to bike mode? Bike mode's 46. So, let's see, I thought it was at 38. I guess I changed that. So let's see, what did we say? Guys, I keep forgetting this number. 25 to 45. So let's shoot for 40. 40 works good. You've already got this unplugged. So all you do is screw it in on the top here. Kaboom. Then I'm gonna undo our cap here. Now this is a flexible hose, so if you need to get into some different environments, like some of the scooters that we get, it's very difficult to get to those stems. So you could really bend this thing to get it where you need to go. And get screws on. And get the right angle here. Cool. All right, so we got it. So we got it screwed on here. Kind of tight all the way up, and we'll go ahead and just press the play button here. Boom. Go ahead and undo that, and pop this back in. Kaboom! Look at that. Put our cap back on. Yeah, so that's at 25, but 25 feels pretty good for this particular tire. Everything's seated well. That is pretty handy. So works really well. Would have got to 40, I think, but yeah, 25 just feels like where I want to ride it actually. So we'll cut it off there. And with that, we'll head off to the next one. Next, we're going to talk about the Robo Arm Holder from iSwift. As we went over it sort of in the intro, you've got this sleeve for the actual mount, and it's got a sticky back, so you would stick it to something, like a wall. You could also just throw it behind your giant tool bench and crawl underneath it and get it later. So yeah, so that's the thing that I just threw back there. That's the stand. That's where it goes, or I guess the holster for the stand. And then you've also got, comes with a few of these magnets, so you can put them on different devices and things like that, which is pretty cool. Now this one is a hard magnet, and this one is a soft magnet. So a couple different options as far as that goes. They all stick to here really well. I mean, that sticks pretty well. And so they don't specify what weight it can hold up to, but it says it can hold up to, or it says as far as like application models, it says all mobile phones and tablets or iPads underneath 10.5 inches. So my iPad, I think, is actually a little bit bigger than that, so I won't test it with that. But the cool thing that I like about this, and really the reason I'll probably use it the most, is this just acts as a stand. So you can pop it like this, pop your phone up like this, and I'll demonstrate with my phone. I've got a magnet on there already. So, you know, you can hold it, boom, just like that. And then, you know, obviously it's rotating it, it's pretty easy. So if I wanted to watch something and I didn't want to bend over, I can just bring this all the way up and then, you know, watch something at a good distance. Or, you know, if you're video chatting with people, this would be something that'd be cool to have like in the office. You know, I was gonna be on a video call. This is kind of maybe off to the side. My computer monitor's over here. I can still have a conversation while I'm doing something on the computer, and I have to, you know, split screen and anything like that. So that's pretty convenient. And like I said, the magnet is pretty darn powerful. And yeah, it's, you know, it articulates this way, forward, backwards, tons of different articulations that you can get out of it, and really just kind of put it into some cool situations. Now, if you wanted to mount this somewhere, like I said, you would just mount the backing, and this just slides down into there, and then you can use it like this. But so far, pretty big fan of it. I think this is something I'm going to use quite often for different things. And yeah, you know, I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll see what happens. You know, if I end up using this quite a bit, maybe we'll do a follow-up on this particular item. And yeah, with that, we can head off to the next one. So the next product we're going to talk about is the Hagibis USB-C modular hub. And so it's called modular because you can take these apart. There's just a little magnet in there, which is kind of cool. So if you just need to use it for the HDMI, this is, you'd plug into your USB-C. You've got your USB-C power, so it's 100 watts right here. And then you can use this for your HDMI. So it's 4K 60 hertz, which is pretty nice. 4K 60 is kind of what you want out of a HDMI cable. And then on this side, we've got, so if you didn't want to use that, you could just use this side. Still got our power here. And then we've got slots for our SD micro, our SD slot, and then 2 USB 3.0s, which is nice. That's pretty quick, pretty powerful. Now, obviously, you know, we need to test that out and see what sort of speeds we're actually getting. It comes with this little case. It's like a little wool kind of case. Honestly, probably don't need that. If they wanted to provide a case, maybe they give us a little bit of a better case, because I wouldn't really want to carry this around. So I'd find it probably a better solution to carry this stick around. Now let's go ahead and dive into some of the specs here. So HDMI, 4K 60, we talked about that. That is pretty cool for me. And my MacBook Pro doesn't have any of those slots in it. So does it? I don't think it does. I'll double check, but I don't think it does. And so having the addition of those is pretty sweet. Now we've got on this one, so we got the HDMI, we've got the PD, which is going to be our power USB Type-C here, and then our number 3, which is this guy, is going to be our USB-C rated at 5 gigabytes per second, and then we've got our SD and our, you know, both of our SDs, and they're all rated at 5 gigabytes per second. Okay, so don't fly it around, but it's pretty powerful, but obviously you can flick it the wrong way. So yeah, so pretty much has, you know, all the attachments we'd want. Let me grab my MacBook Pro and we'll see how this butts up to it. All right, so we got the MacBook Pro here, and like I'd said, yeah, I don't have any of the extra connections like they do on the other one. So I would probably put it on this side, so everything's just facing up, but really it doesn't really matter. You could mount it on on either side depending what you're doing. So let's see if it fits in here. Oh, like a glove. Yeah, that is pretty sweet. Now, if you want to take it out, I think you have to take the whole thing out if you wanted to, you know, modify it, which is nice. So it's a nice compact unit. It's going to keep it together, and it's going to give us access to all the stuff on the side. So I've got our SD card here. Slides in, good to go. We've got our micro. Let me see, these go upside down. I guess that's right. So yeah, so that fits in there. This fits in there, but this one does go upside down. So super easy to slide those in, get a good read on it. USB ports, USB-C. So yeah, fairly impressed with this, and it just so happened that I needed a new one because I lost mine somewhere. So it was wonderful that Cool Gadget decided to send me this particular thing, because they're like, oh, we'll send you this, you know, this USB-C dongle. I was like, yes, because yeah, like I said, I lost mine. So pretty sweet, pretty compact, very light. So very lightweight. If you wanted to, you know, store this in a little carrying case, that's maybe better than the one it comes with. You wouldn't really notice that it's there. So pretty cool, very compact, and yeah, so far I am digging it.